Well, the time has come for the channel to dip our little tinsy toes into the gaming world because if you know
Sprinkle.
if you know who I am, sprinkle sprinkle, drizzle drizzle. Um, uh, yeah, I'm excited, Meeks, to have you on board. And this is the first ever Joystiq Junkies podcast, and it's literally the only gaming podcast you're ever really going to need to listen to. So,
Oh
my
yeah, no doubt.
how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. They had a
Yeah.
nice fun-filled weekend this weekend. Had a lot of gaming shows going on, a lot of games coming out this year and next year. So there's just a lot going on in the gaming industry. And if you're a gamer, like if you're not a gamer, what the hell are you doing right now? For real.
Well, yeah, that and there was like a lull in video games. I mean, there still is kind of like a lull in video games, but from both IGN Live and the Microsoft Showcase, I think there's maybe a light at the end of the tunnel. What do you think?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Especially with things like the IGN live show. It's open to the public for one, unlike when we had E3, RIP.
Mhm.
But even when E3 did started to go public, it was a little out of the price range, right? And IGN
Yeah.
Live, it was solid price, affordable for everybody. Nowhere near as big as a venue, but it did have a lot going on. Had a lot of shows, a lot of live shows going on, a lot of guest speakers that came up from a lot of TV shows, especially Vox Machinima. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, they had a lot going on. A lot of games, a lot of titles. A gigantic Elden Ring statue for the new what's it, Entry DLC that's coming out. I
Mhm.
am terrible at Elden Ring. If I die off of one hit, it's a wrap. I'm moving on to the next. Like it's
Well, they've sold 25 million units ahead of the Shadow of the Entry. Erdtree.
gosh.
It's
Erd
ER.
Erd
It's
yeah,
ERD.
Erd tree.
ER. It's ERDTREE,
Erd
which is
tree.
come on.
The herb tree.
Maybe do
The
better
herb
on the
tree.
effing name. But
Let's
yeah,
do better.
I was are you big Elden Rings player?
I dabble in it a little bit. I'm not a hardcore goer. It is a lot more enjoyable than uh what was the one on PlayStation that I bought? The remake when PS5 came out. Oh my gosh, what was that game? It was one of those Dark Souls,
Mm,
which like it's a lot. I feel that it's definitely a bit more forgiving than that, and it's a lot more open world. You don't feel as bad when you die because you actually have points where you can come back.
mm,
Whereas, oh my god, it's just the timing, patience, and as strong as your character may feel, when you end up walking up to one of these gigantic beasts and they swipe you once and you try to hit back with a combo and you see the difference in his one hit to your 10, you lose all hope. And for
yeah.
me, it's if I'm walking around with a big knife, I want to see some damage done. So it is a game I can dabble in, but I'm definitely not hardcore with the Elden
So
Ring. But
we'll kind of talk about both of the events. We'll
yeah,
talk about let's kind of
definitely.
like blur them because I think IGN Live is kind of like foreshadowed by
Oh yeah.
the Microsoft Showcase.
Oh yeah.
There was some talk and some rumor on Xbox handheld. What were your thoughts on that?
Xbox handheld. I think it definitely has a place because of Game Pass. It definitely would be that top runner. If the question I think is, will it be Xbox centric, or will it actually have the Steam on there? Will it actually have Epic Game Store on there? I think those are the questions that kind of are in the air, whether it'll be a success or not. Because granted, if it is just an Xbox, now it's all about pricing. Now they're going to have to worry about pricing this thing right to where it's not absurdly more expensive than the console, but still competitive enough to where now you kind of choose, all right, do I want a home experience or do I want that mobile experience? And what is that mobile experience like? Is it like a Series S? Because if you can hit Series S numbers on a handheld, oh, donezo. You know, as long as it's native, as long as it's not one of those cloud-based modules. Well, I think it definitely would have a place. It's just seeing if it's just going to be for Xbox games or if it's going to be opened up for all those games. Then, you know, especially with Game Pass, like they're killing it on all fronts. So if they allow other launchers like BattleNet and Steam, it's going to be a win. But then you ask yourself, like, how is Asus, how is Lenovo, you know, how is Steam, how are they going to fit into that, especially if Microsoft's able to price this thing right with the right specs?
Yeah,
They'll dominate that.
But I mean, right now you kind of have everyone that kind of has a handheld one with
yeah.
The
So they're
but,
yeah. And they're definitely taking a chance because most people have already picked up a handheld. Like they've chosen, you know, between the Rogue Ally, the Steam Deck, and then you have like now the Lenovo. Then you have all those off brands that
the Lenovo one I always thought was a unique play because they have the detachable mouse that's like a gun. That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick.
It always reminds me of the Switch. Like I always see that for some reason. It's like, man, if anything can compete with the Switch, that would have been it.
Which bothers me because like, why hasn't the Switch had that yet? But also the Switch doesn't have gun games, so I mean they do, but not enough to dedicate a controller like that.
Oh, but the next Call of Duty,
Call of Booty.
I don't know. I didn't see the Switch logo on that trailer, but I don't know. There was some promises made in that purchase, and Nintendo was on that list of Call of Duty. So, and it was a 10-year deal. So I don't know. There's always room for those Joy-Cons to come into play.
So was there anything that crazy that like stood out to you about IGN Live specifically, or where do you think this is? Where do you think IGN Live is in terms of on the path to becoming like an E3? I didn't get to go to it, so
yeah, I think it's definitely a very good start. Being open to the public, I know that will be very difficult depending on how many people show up, and the roster of things that they had, events that they had, and especially the giveaways that they were doing. Like right out of the gate when you walked in, they were over there handing out PS4s with Street Fighter 6 combos, joysticks from Vertex. Crazy. My daughter won a PS5 controller just standing in the crowd. It was I think it's for Vertex.
My dog gave my PS5 controller.
Oh my god! At 70 bones.
70
Please
bones,
tell me it was the stock.
No,
please tell me it wasn't.
It wasn't custom. It was stock.
Okay.
So I gotta buy all the stuff on Amazon to fix it. Because like it works, but like the shell casing and all that shit's bad.
Or how about you take a look at that Sony Pro controller? Are you a paddle user? Do you use the paddles on those Pro controllers?
I've tried it. I might. It depends. Like I find it hard to spend that much money when you have the other companies out there that make them. You know, I don't want to one out individually, but
that is true.
There is a specific one that
is near and dear to your heart.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's paddles, but like I said, I don't know. I could buy that, or I could spend like $30 and get all the casing and just take the controller bar and put it back together.
That is true. We're getting that much closer to moving these console users over to PC, aren't we?
Yeah. But you're saying your daughter won the controller. They were giving away crazy stuff.
Gave away controllers, gave away PS4s with Street Fighters, Street Fighter comp packages. They gave away obviously t-shirts, hats. What was the I think it was like a wolf or penguin. I thought it was a penguin plushie, but it was like a wolf plushie that they were throwing out into the crowd. But they were throwing out some nice gifts, and it was a constant flow of gifts. But they overall they had a great show. It had a lot of old school arcade sitting in the back, a lot of pinball machines, a lot of one-up arcades.
Right? Not these ones.
They did have some one-ups, but they also had some originals. Like I was over there playing Centipede and Simpsons. So the Simpsons, oh man, then once I saw Marvel Avengers, that was a wrap.
That's-
I was like, this right here, best game in this place right now.
So how big was the IGN Live?
I
Like
I would
just in terms of like
say
building wise, not people. Like
building wise, I would say it would be one of the halls at the convention center. So I'd say they like if you go to the Xbox hall, it would have been the size of the Xbox booth.
okay,
Essentially, but it was separated on multiple sides, so you had to like walk across this awkward hallway to get to one, and then upstairs was the panels for different shows that they were talking about. I believe the new Aliens movie, they were talking about that up there, as well as the Vox. I thought I saw something with the boys, but I don't think I think it was just like a trailer or something I had.
well, the boys had there was a trailer for the boys.
That's probably what it was.
What's his name was trying to describe who his character was.
Oh, okay. So that's what that
Um,
was. I didn't go up there. The line was coming down the stairs, so I was like, nah.
Everyone wanted to see who Jeffrey Dean Morgan was going to be, because he's the one that's coming up, and he's like obviously Negan and like all this other stuff. So
Oh man, once he rate that role, Negan.
That's it, man. So the IGN Live, you would go to that again, or
I would go to it again. I would say it's not a 3-day thing. You can knock it out in a day, which is great. But I think it was something. It was nice to go there, be able to pick up some swag, see a lot of events, see a lot of streamers there, meet a lot of people, get a lot of statues and stuff that they were selling there at the shop. It was fun. It was fun. They had a lot of games, a bunch of indie games that they had in the back that you were able to talk to the developers and stuff, and you got a good amount of time to play each of the games. So it's definitely something I recommend. Like it's definitely something you can take the family to. It's nothing you have to be worried about, like going to Comic-Con, like, okay, what am I going to see today? But it was definitely something that I think kind of took the place of EA Play back in the day. So I'd say it's to that standard of like EA Play.
That's good. It's small.
Yeah, small, compact, something that you can knock out in a day. You don't have to worry about standing in line for 5 hours to play a game, and then the day's over.
So something that kind of like just kind of put it in its shadow was the showcase by Microsoft.
Oh,
so
yes.
this has been from what I've seen and the stuff I've watched from it, and just kind of like the talks. It seems to have been probably one of Microsoft's like best showcases. What are your thoughts?
Oh, 100%. 100%. What has happened? I think I don't know what I just did.
You got like a light party going on.
There we go. Did my camera freeze?
Yeah, your camera's frozen.
Yeah, like it literally everything froze. The screen went black, and then when it came on, there it is. Okay.
We might leave this in for integrity. Integrity Farms.
You got to cut that one.
Yeah.
My fault. Oh, man. All right. It's bad. Dude, my computer's been crashing now. So, all right. Where we at?
Microsoft Showcase.
Microsoft Showcase. So the Microsoft Showcase, they had bangers at the Microsoft Showcase. I believe it was like 24 games. They started out with Doom. Doom the Dark Age. They started off with that trailer, and it was, if you liked Doom 2000, was it 2008, 2006 when they redid Doom? If you like that Doom or Doom Eternal, this one, he had a shield like Captain America. It turned into a chainsaw around the shield, and he was chucking this thing through guys, just slicing and dicing. Like, it was insane. Like, that's the way it started off. Like, that's how they started the show, and it was just trailer after trailer, banger after banger. Like, they had everything from Doom, State of Decay 3, a new Gears of War E-Day. So that's going before Emergency before when Emergence Day actually started. So before Marcus Phoenix got locked up and Dom broke him out. So it was like their journey up to that point. And apparently, from what I heard, the trailer that they showed was a mix between in-game and cinematics. So it wasn't all cinematics, but I don't know. I used to question that until Hellblade Sauna 2. Once that released, I was like, okay, the game looks better than the trailer they showed years ago. Like,
yeah, we lit this. Hellblade 2 is really good.
Oh man, it's out of control. And they came back with Fable. Fable looks incredible. Like that one, you can see they did have I believe it was in game, but they actually had gameplay on that, and you couldn't tell between if this was gameplay or not until you actually had to go back watch this thing in 4K. It was like, okay, like this is that Hellblade 2. This is a Hellblade 2 fidelity right here. They rolled into when they showed the World of Warcraft. I thought it was going to be World of Warcraft on console at first, but it wasn't. Obviously, another expansion coming out for that. They went back and showed Perfect Dark from the Initiative.
Oh wow!
Oh my gosh, Perfect Dark! It looked amazing. Like Perfect Dark. You have any experience playing some Perfect Dark back in the day on N64?
Yeah, N64. Yeah, that was the game.
Heck yeah, man! That was like the female James Bond. Like that was the alternate. If you didn't play, if you weren't on GoldenEye, you were on Perfect Dark. If you were on
Perfect Dark, there were people that were unruly good on that game.
Oh yeah, because they had all those like gizmos and like you can look through a wall. You had certain guns with different scopes that can like see you through the walls. Like okay. It was insane. But yeah, that game looked amazing, especially with all the talks about having issues with the development of that game, and for them to show it off and for it to look and be in the state that it was in, unbelievable. Whatever Microsoft is doing, they clearly are have taken notes from Redfall, but we'll move on from that.
That was bad. Redfall, yeah.
Redfall. That could have been the fall of it all, right there.
That could have been the tanking of Xbox.
Oh yeah. Oh, Indiana Jones.
So I haven't seen this yet, and I'm on the fence though, because like so you know this, but like I love Tomb Raider. And then I love Uncharted. Those are probably two of my favorite games, along with Last of Us #1, not the stupid one they made. So Indiana Jones, I've seen.
Oh wait, I watched Chet stream that one.
Yeah, I know you have. I got pissed off. I didn't finish the goddamn stream. I remember I was streaming that shit, and I was like, dude, we're literally going for like another 2 hours, and the game was over. Because she's gonna go take her baby out, but the shit is like this game
you stopped. Like, wait, was that it?
Yeah, like it's not. I'm over it. So Indiana Jones kind of has a special place because I really want to watch it, but I also kind of want to just play it.
Yeah, and especially with that first person and I one of the trailers I heard the helm stream in there, the screen. Oh my gosh! Once I heard that, and then just like they had that wittiness, they had those weird camera angles, the spotlight over the eyes when they're just trying to like give that weird like eyeball silhouette that they have. Like they had it all within the game, so it's like the people that grew up with this, the game just completely brought that to life, and to be able to control and just see through the eyes of first person. And I saw they had some third person shots in there as well. So, but just to be in the eyes of first person, I think it's a lot of dreams come true, and to know that Bethesda and you got Tom behind all of this, like they're definitely taking a good notes to this. Machine Games, they've done an amazing job, especially with like the Wolfenstein series. Like they were an amazing. They have been the best group to do this so far. Like it looks amazing. Like what are your what are your expectations of it? Like, what do you see, or what do you expect from this game when it comes out?
I mean, I think that everyone needs to understand that, like, The Last of Us, the original Last of Us,
Mhm.
set the bar of what the expectation is for storyline.
Yeah.
So I want the storyline to be good. Obviously, we know Indiana Jones and that whole like universe.
Yeah.
So I want it to be as vast as that universe. Honestly, if I'm being 100% real, it's probably going to be um it'll probably be Tomb Raider puzzles
Yep.
combined with Resident Evil puzzles but reskinned Uncharted 4 as Indiana Jones.
Oh, you had to say the only Uncharted I have not finished. That is the only one.
Yeah, well,
I don't-
unfortunately, I think that's what it's going to be.
Oh man, you're gonna
It's
make me have
just
to go back just to beat
mm.
that damn game. Uncharted 4.
Uncharted's a great
What?
game.
It is, especially when it came out graphically. That game was just simply amazing. Naughty Dog, hats
You
off
also
to
don't
Naughty Dog.
People also don't talk about the fact that at the end of Uncharted, you can sit in the girls' room and play PlayStation 1 and play Crash Bandicoot. No one
That
talks
is
about
actually don't I think don't you start off playing a PlayStation game, don't you? Is it Crash
it.
Bandicoot?
It's Crash Bandicoot when they're
Okay.
when they're on the beach.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and you're in a
Yeah.
room playing. Yeah,
Ooh, hey, now that I think about it, oh, now Microsoft owns Activision. That's I don't know. You kind of using Microsoft's IP. Is there money being exchanged for that
well,
for that little play session there? Oh man, that is
I don't
insane.
know.
But what do you think about Fable? Were you a big Fable
You
player?
talking
Were
like
you
Xbox Fable?
Yeah, like the original Xbox,
Loved
like
it.
Fable 1 and 2?
I loved it. And then I loved that it got to the point where whatever you did with your character changed the look of the character.
Yes.
Um, but I've always loved Fable.
Definitely. And Avowed. I think Avowed from the very first trailer. I know the very first trailer they had this more realistic tone to it, and they completely changed that look. And when you look at Oblivion games is they're very colorful. They have kind of a realistic look, kind of a Fallout, but a lot more color to it. And when they did that switch, I know it turned a lot of people off because they were looking for that more Skyrim, more realistic look, but it actually didn't make sense. And especially when you see games that go for that look, especially at the scale that they're making these games at, a
Mhm.
lot of times frame rate doesn't hold. Right. And for the tone that they chose, it goes in line with the other games that they make, like was it Grounded or what's the
Granted was
other
cool.
yeah, right, like, and there's the other, was the space one. Oh my god.
I don't remember the space one.
Yeah, they had like space one that's on Game Pass, Outer Limits, I believe it was.
Oh, okay.
Even that, it's like it was a very colorful game, had more of a real life tone to it, but it still stuck with that colorful, more plateful, so they can kind of make creatures that aren't really, common in most of those
Mhm.
games. But with Avowed, it's more of like a more colorful Skyrim. Like I can see this game because you're choosing your side, you're choosing who you want to help out, where you want to go, what you want to do. I think that those type of games, coming from Oblivion, especially if they come into like mods like Skyrim, like that game is just going to be amazing. And the first thing that struck me was the cover art for that game. They sold me on the cover art. When I saw the cover art, I didn't even care what the game looked like. It was like, oh man, on Game Pass, I'm downloading that regardless of what it
Like
is.
right away. So I
Yeah.
have a question for you. What if anything was there about Helldivers 2?
There actually wasn't.
They talk about that. They didn't really talk about much.
No, they didn't talk about Helldivers 2 at all. I do know that there is actually a petition that was going on for a little while. A bunch of Xbox users trying to get Helldivers ported over to Xbox, which in Sony's case, it does make sense, right? Like they've been, touting the single player stronghold for decades now, and they've mastered that craft. But now with the times changing and things becoming excessively more expensive, especially to make these games, when you're making Last of Us and it's costing you $250 million, like this, okay, selling a game at $60, it hits a little different now, right? So, and then the time that it's taking them, when they're taking 6, 7, 8 years to make these games, you got to have a lot of studios working on a lot of different projects to have things consistently come out, which, at the moment they don't have, because what game have they come out with other than Spider-Man 2 this year?
I mean, I don't think they are. I mean, if you look at gaming, like what we've come to realize with gaming in the past, over the last like few years, probably since 2020, to be completely transparent, is that these AAA studios that are supposed to have like workhorses and a ton of shit on them, they realistically get the game to a working point and then just use pre-orders as beta testers. So they basically like farm out like all the pre-order stuff. Well, the problem is that you're starting to not see it that much. I mean, you still see it, but like if you pre-order on Steam and it sucks, they give you your money back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After a certain point. So I think what we're hoping doesn't happen in this next phase of gaming is that where the purchasers aren't used as like the main beta testers, because at some point in time you want to just buy a game to buy a game, and we've talked about this before. I mean, you and I, like off camera, but like this idea of like buying a game but not owning it, in terms of just like, well, buy digital makes sense, right? But like the example I use to everyone is like, I used to play Evolve like no one's business, and I loved Evolve. You remember that? It was one of my favorite games.
Yes, we played it at E3.
Yeah, we own too, and it was like, and then Evolve, like I paid $100 because I played it at E3, got into it, like we did really good. It was a great concept. Got the pre-order. It was live on Xbox for like maybe a year, if that, and then it just disappeared.
Yep.
Well, no one got their money back, right? So it's like if I would have bought the physical copy of that, at least I'd still have that,
Exactly. And I think with that, like with us going digital, there needs to be something in place. Like they need to look over, what it means to own something that is digital. Like I understand that there's license for everything, but when a company goes down or they lose a license to a song within a game, they don't want to renew that license. What happens? Some companies are just getting rid of the game altogether because they don't want to spend the time to put something else in the game or to try to get a developer on the game to take something out of it.
Yep.
They don't want to spend the time, so they're just taking it away. Whereas if I had something physical, at least I could still put it in and, my Xbox and play it. But now you got a lot of games like Call of Duty. When was the last time a Call of Duty fit on a disc? Like the new Call of Duty, they're talking about 250 gigs or 300 gigs space for the next COD.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
It's just like, dude, like I gotta dedicate a hard drive just for COD because that's starting out.
Yeah, if you're a console player, you got to dedicate a console for COD.
Exactly, and that's the problems that we're running into. And it's like now I kind of see where the importance of streaming is coming, but then we still have people that don't even have unlimited streaming to even take advantage of streaming games. So it's like we're still at that point where some people don't even get unlimited, and they got to realize, hey, I can only download this game so many times because I only have so much bandwidth in my household. So it's like it's just posing so many problems going digital for so many people. Whereas if a company can shut down or a service can not be updated and you just lose that, that just doesn't make any sense, and especially you look at companies like Ubisoft, the last couple
yeah.
games that they had come out. They gave you this absurd price range of like $109 for like the base version, then we jump up to 130 because you added a skin, and now if I want the season pass, I'm like $150. That used to get me a fucking Gears of War statue that I had to buy a damn shelf to put on because it was so big. Now all I'm getting is the game and a skin that everybody is going to be running around. And this is, mind you, for a single player game. But what do you notice when what they put in the far corner that's lit up like it's Christmas is that damn Uplay subscription, right?
Yep.
Right?
Sign up for it. Just sign up
you
for
sign
it.
up for it. Hey, you can play games, but remember, you don't own those games. You break that terms of service, and every game that you love dearly is gone.
The CEO of Ubisoft said they'll own nothing and be happy. Remember that.
Exactly.
That's why they want to do the push to streaming.
Exactly. And when you look at it, we kind of, it is from a consumer, it is kind of our fault for accepting that. But then you look at what happened to music. Like I remember standing in front of Tower Records in the warehouse trying to get the Life After Death CD, right? Yep. Like I remember, always going in there, listening to music, checking out the new CDs, looking at vinyl, like just you had a store to go to.
And now before you bought it.
Exactly. Now, like think about what was the last album you bought, whether it be digital or whether it be physical. What was the last album you bought?
Couldn't tell you.
Right. And it's just like, so what is it that I own? I don't own.
Well, to be honest,
Jack
I almost pre-ordered Houdini.
See, there you go. Right. And it's just like it's just crazy. And with games, I think that we really need to reevaluate how digital games are sold and handled. Because if we can get to a point where I can trade in a digital game, you're going to save places like GameStop. Figure out something where, hey, you want to trade a game that's digital, or have like a digital store or something that these transactions can be made through, where it's just, hey, this license that this account owns now has been transferred to this. Hey, you sign off on this and it's gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then obviously you have security, but say, hey, you have security on your email account, your bank account, time to start using those pass keys and two-step verifications.
Yep.
But it can be done. It's just, if we don't push for that to be done, these large corporations, they're just making bank. They're not worried about it because you paid for it. And hey, if something goes wrong and it's gone, hey, it's gone. But hey, what you're going to do is move on to the next game, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I think there's always going to be a place for emulation. Like that's something that, people, those people that refuse to let these games die, that's where they come in, and that's why, it's becoming so popular. But, here you got old daddy boy Nintendo coming in, just ripping down everything. What are your thoughts on that? Nintendo has been out there throwing down takedowns to all these ROM sites. Yeah, they're on another wave of takedowns.
Yeah, I hope Nintendo loses a lot of fucking money. I think Nintendo needs to knock it off. I think Nintendo, like, I know you think your shit doesn't stink, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, outside Smash Brothers, like, no one wants your consoles. Like, I think the Switches are okay. Like, they're cool, but like, you're buying a Switch for like Animal Crossing. You're not buying a Switch because it's like a good handheld. Not when I can go buy a Steam Deck and just log in and play whatever game I want. I'm not buying a Switch at that point. If you have like kids, you're probably buying like Switch Lites because they're gonna break them anyway. So you buy them used. You buy them used at GameStop. You pay $49 for the 2-year warranty. You walk in, you trade it out, you trade it in. But that's it. That's just it. Nintendo, you're trash. Man. You're just pure trash. No one gives a shit. You're pure trash. Like you are showing your true face because you are going around issuing takedowns for people who love your shit and just want to stream it.
100%.
You're missing a whole market. Instead, you got to be like, well, you can apply to be on the Nintendo. Like, you can apply to shut the fuck up because
100%.
No one cares. Like, I don't like. Okay, you want to do takedowns? Good. I have no desire to stream Mario Paint or Mario Party or I don't want to stream, because you can't anymore. You literally can't, because if you said something that's kind of wrong, right?
Yeah.
Then it's like, well, that's gonna hurt the brand. It's like, no, you know what's hurting the brand is that no one wants your product. That's what's hurting the brand, because the Switch was rad when it came out. We all thought it was cool. We all thought it was epic. Game changer. But you know what's funny? You're going after people for ROMs, but you still got people that are putting ROMs on your own service. They're uploading ROMs into your own service. That's how tight knit you guys are. So maybe you should focus on the security side of like Nintendo Online. Realize that people play with headphones instead of making them download a phone app to chat with their friends. And then also maybe work on security, because if you have random ass like 12-year-olds trying a hacking project for elementary school and they can log in and upload fucking ROMs on like Nintendo's website, like I can log into my Switch and go to the virtual like NES and they just upload ROMs there. I feel like you have more to worry about than who's streaming what Switch game. And because what happens, you know what happens? You give that YouTuber, you give that Twitch, the Kick, whatever, you give that person a takedown, you know what they do? They take your Switch and they throw it in the fucking trash, and then they go play a different game because they don't give a shit. That's what's wrong with Nintendo. That's why Nintendo will always be like the D plus kid in class, because they need to stop. They need to stop. And they buy all these licenses. They have everything from Sega, and you can't do anything with that. And it's like everyone's supposed to be excited about like Sonic Shadows. It's like, no, because no one can play it. No one can play it online, so no one gives a shit.
Yep.
You know where I give a shit? If I could jump on and play it online and attract people, because like if you get any of the top streamers, like Dr. Disrespect, Nintendo would never let him do it.
Oh, not a chance.
But they should.
It would market it would market the hell out of their brand. Like, I understand that they're geared towards children, but when you have such a disconnect from the world, like you're building a system that I get it. It was based off of the time where we had the couch co-op. People would come over each other's houses, but you built a portable machine and you have the shittiest online experience I've ever seen. Like, what's the point of it being portable? You want me to go meet up with somebody to get jacked? I live in the ghetto. I don't live in these neighborhoods where I can walk around with my Switch outside like that. Like, all I'm doing is saying, hey, I have a product you can't afford. Come rob me. Like, come on. Like, have an online experience that I can enjoy, that I can actually talk to my friends. If I have to pick up my phone, I'm just going to call them and play a game that I don't have to pick up my damn phone for.
I mean, that's the whole point, is like even younger kids want to be able to communicate with people. And when you get to a certain age of a kid where it's probably 7 years old is where it's like, you got to step it up because they want to talk to people. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And you could do, but you have these people that are also the opposite side of that, where they freak out over like child safety, all this other stuff. And I agree with it 1,000%. I think it is there, but in the gaming world, like, either they're gonna trash talk or they're not, and then you can always get rid of like creepy people. I've done it to like 3 of people online. I just wish Nintendo was cooler about their stuff, man, because like I would sit and watch somebody stream Zelda.
Oh yeah. Oh, especially the Zelda mod. Oh, but I saw people playing that, and that was getting hit on.
Yeah, but you can't. So it doesn't matter, and that's why no one buys Switches. Like, I have a Switch. I do Mario Kart sometimes. Animal Crossing.
Wouldn't it be great if we can do that while playing online, while talking to each other, without having phones having to be connected and and like, get stuff with just random people.
Yeah,
how do you make a party?
Here's an idea. Why is Among Us on the Switch when you can't talk to people? Like, let's go with logic here. You have Among Us, the one where no one talks, and then when you have to vote people off, you're all supposed to talk, right? Can't do that with Among Us on the Switch.
Oh, damn.
But you can on a phone. stupid.
I didn't even think.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There's so many games on the Switch that don't make any sense. They make zero sense. And I know we're getting off topic, but like, come on.
Oh no,
Like,
it's still games. It's
like
still games.
Among Us on the Switch, when you can't talk, when you need to do the debating to kick the people off.
They also have dating games. I saw those little manga dating type games on there.
That's all the Switch is.
Wow.
That's all it is. Nintendo Shop Online is all just anime softcore porn.
I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you through my Switch while playing Mario Kart, but I can go talk to some manga chick on a game for like $10. Okay,
I'm telling you, it's the only kid-friendly, well-respected anime porn-pushing product. Nintendo Switch. There's your new tagline.
You can't talk. You can't talk to your friends, but you can watch OnlyFans.
Yeah, you can't talk to your friends, but you can watch this anime chick boobs bounce up and down.
Oh yeah,
you could try to flirt with her, see if you can get her to come back to your house.
Guaranteed that animation's in there.
It's all just good fun for kids.
Dead or alive physics, baby.
Yeah, so dumb.
Hey, so how about that? Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball 3. It's pre-ordered. I'm just kidding.
That shit's already in my mailbox. What did you
take that? Oh my god. Oh man. So
what else was good at the showcase?
Oh, Fragpunk, new hero shooter that they announced there. That's one of the newer games. Hero shooter. It looks like a hero shooter with kind of like a card-based hero shooter that the cards will instantly change the rules of the game at any given time. So like even at the start of the trailer, it had like the first card kind of flip the room upside down. The next card one of the characters used, he was just shooting flames out of his shotgun. I think it was called a Dragon's Breath. It's awesome. Actually a awesome looking shooter. And you know, Overwatch 2 put a really bad taste in my mouth with the hero shooters, right? And Marvel Rivals, I didn't actually have very high expectations for. Now that I've watched it, I just think the art style of that game, I feel like they need to make
the which one?
Marvel Rivals.
Rivals. I don't.
The Marvel hero shooter. Is it Marvel Rivals?
Oh yeah.
The hero shooter, like the art. I love the art style on that. Like it was one of those games like I tried not to like it type of thing. And then I just saw all of these like skits and like the animation style of the characters looks so amazing. But I think
it's basically just like the Overwatch ripoff.
Essentially with Marvel characters. So you got like Spider-Man, you got like Venom, and I've watched quite a bit. I think it was in like a closed alpha, so a lot of like the bigger streamers got it. It looked pretty cool. As long as it's a free to play, I could see it actually probably getting some traction. Just the nostalgia of the characters, because they had Storm. I saw Storm on there. I saw Spider-Man, Venom. What's Wolverine on? No, Wolverine wasn't on that, was he?
Oh, I guess it's playing music.
Oh, can we play trailers during the stream? Play it live. Let's do it.
No, it's not. It's just the website. There's nothing.
Oh, I say, we should do that. Have like a trailer reel of like a couple trailers.
Yeah, we could. That's there's always episode 2, buddy.
Oh yeah.
We're just filling this out. This is the first episode, man. We're not cutting anything out. We want people to know we're real.
Real. 100. We keep it 100 up in here.
We keep it unwanted.
We keep it 100%. 100% of the time.
But 50% of the time, we're 100% right.
55% of the time.
Yeah, dude. I think there's a big uptick in gaming. I'm excited. I think we're starting this at the right time. because people need to know about it. But anything else?
One more game.
Yeah.
South of Midnight. This is a must watch. Comes out in 2025, done by Compulsion Games. It has a amazing art style, straight out of the Bayou. It has that. I swear the main character sounds like Tiana from Princess and the Frog. It just gave me that whole Princess and the Frog Bayou vibes. It has this great animation style, like total like Southern. Has that kind of stop motion look to it. It looks like the animation of the game itself is in 60, but the character is moving as like a stop motion, so kind of like a Into the Spider-Verse type of movement, but it looks more of like a kind of like a
it's very folk. It's very folk tale.
Exactly. Very folk tale. Has like it's a kind of a open world. Has like the acrobatics. Kind of reminds me of almost like a Devil May Cry type of feel, where you get kind of enclosed in with boss fights. So you have to like battle the boss, and then everything opens up, and then you're back into like that open world.
You know what it reminds me of is like a Bayou version of God of War.
Yeah, definitely.
But like open world, because like you have the big crocodile with like the island on his back.
Yep, definitely.
And then you have like things you're walking through. There's just like weird random tree stuff, and it looks like she uses magic. So
yeah, definitely.
I think this is good. This is what I'm talking about. I think that this is gonna be be challenging for some other AAA titles when this comes out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when you have companies like Microsoft, who's obviously acquired all these studios, but also allowed them to have that creative freedom to do exactly what they dreamed of doing, right? Like obviously they can't stop things that were already in motion before they acquired a lot of these companies. So, games that have already started, they can't come in and say, scrap that. I know you've been working 7 years on it, even though Redfall, they should have looked at that and been like, nah, fam, like you need to throw this back in the oven. No, we need to season this just a little bit more. This ain't cutting.
You need to never bring this up.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're gonna put this in the Disney vault, right? And we will revisit this in 10 years' time.
Hey, no, we won't.
Yeah, aka somebody take that hard drive and get rid of it.
Yeah, get that shit out.
Get the fuck out of here.
You get out of my house, bitches.
Oh man, 100%.
Well, we got some cool shit planned. Hopefully for this podcast. Whether or not we're gonna go live, we don't know.
Oh,
but we might eventually. We'll figure this out.
We're gonna go live.
But you'll be able to start finding Joystiq Junkies on every platform you can think of and imagine for podcasts. But the video version of the podcast is only available on the YouTube channel. So you guys need to make sure you subscribe, like, follow, comment, and all that other jazz. Because if you want the best video game podcast, well, you got to tune in here because it is Joystiq Junkies. You guys know you like the name. That's why you're going to be able to buy all the merch. All of it.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. We're excited. Meeks, brother man, it has been a long time trying to get you to jump over to my side to get you on. And I'm excited. I'm excited we got something, man.
Definitely. It has been too long, brother, but I have arrived. I am here, and I am here to stay. So
there he is. Also making popping your face in some of the other casts too, by the way.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely. I will definitely be there. Count on seeing me in there. I'm gonna give my 2 cents. A lot of things I don't know, a lot of things I'm gonna be learning, but a lot of interesting things too. So you guys are definitely gonna get me into a lot of trouble walking into these stores now.
I'm excited. Well, we gotta still talk. You guys are don't need to hear it. So until next time, if you know, you know. Otherwise, your mom, she's well, she's yeah, you know.